It's a love match for accountants and end customers, where you can actually put in what you need help for, and then we match you.
Welcome to the Voice of Visma podcast, where the heartbeat of our community comes to life. Join us as we chat with Visma leaders and colleagues, sharing their stories, industry insights, and valuable career lessons.
Welcome to the Voice of Visma podcast. I will be your host today. My name is Petteri Rantamäki and I work as the accounting office specialist at Visma Group. My work is all about helping companies build sustainable success with accounting offices, and today we also have a guest from one of these companies joining me. And today we're diving deep into my home topic, which is the accounting offices, what we do with them, what kind of partnerships we build with them. And just for the sake of context for everyone to know is that in Visma, we already work with tens of thousands of accounting offices across the companies that we have in Europe and Latin America. This means also hundreds of thousands of accountants who use the software and millions of end clients who are being served between service providers and software companies alike. As I said, today I have a guest with me who is the head of sales from Tripletex, Daniel Kaspersen. I do my best to pronounce your name correctly. I will not challenge you to do the same with my name because that's also a tough one. But would you like to tell us first a little bit about who is Daniel and what is Tripletex, and then let's go into what we do with the accounting offices and the partnerships themselves.
Definitely. First of all, thank you for having me. Really nice to be here. Yeah, my name is Daniel, and I work as the head of sales in Tripletex, a place where I've been for the last couple of years, actually. But I actually been in Visma for 10 years, started out as a sales trainee, and worked with sales my whole career. And for the last year or so, I've been the head of sales in Tripletex, where I'm responsible for all sales of Tripletex in Norway then. And Tripletex, which is a company I am a part of, is a fantastic company, actually, I would love to say. This story started back in 2002, actually as a project management cloud-based tool. That was the idea when the founders set out to make something that we have to do. This could be done easier, was their kind of vision. And then it just escalated into a full ERP system that it is today. And for many years, Tripletex was on their own, kind of fighting and getting more and more customers. And in 2016, we became part of the Visma family, what really spurred on the growth from there on. And today, we are the biggest ERP accounting software vendor in Norway. And we have over 130,000 customers and 1,500 accounting offices that we partner with. So that's the short story of me and Tripletex.
Yeah. Exactly. And do you know some of the history, maybe regards to why did we start to also collaborate with accounting offices? And I have to say, I think it was beautiful. You said like focus on, was it efficient? What was the focus in the beginning you were mentioning in Tripletex?
Yeah, the founders back in the days, they kind of were struggling with heavy manual project management system. It has to be done easier than this, was their kind of takeaway. Yeah. And then so they thought, okay, we'll deliver it ourselves. So they kind of figure out what can we do, and we make it cloud, which was in 2002 kind of new, to say it the least, and revolutionary, and they kind of build on from there. And it started out for the end customers, but around 2014, something kind of changed, because then the auditors in Norway kind of started to recommend Tripletex to accounting offices. Check this system out. This is a great system. And they started to use it, and they started to see the benefits of a cloud-based system, because back in 2014 as well, there was a lot of skepticism about cloud systems. Everything was on-prem back then. But they started to really check out Tripletex. More and more accounting offices was willing to test it out, and came along with the journey with us. And from there on, it really escalated into today, where accounting offices is a huge part of Tripletex story. Yeah. And
so you were the front and center of the cloud movement.
Yeah, I would say so, really much. Yeah, we have been really driving this trend here in Norway, I think, and been a really major factor for the process going from on-prem to cloud.
Yeah, and of course that's a big movement. And would you say that cloud migration is pretty much done in the Norwegian market, or is there still a lot to be done?
It's still actually quite a lot to be done. I remember when I started back 10 years ago, it's going to be over in 10 years. And now 10 years later, it's not yet over, but we're closing in. I think for the next couple of years, it's still a lot of movement in the on-premise, especially for the larger customers. The smaller customers have, to a really large degree, migrated to the cloud or started from the cloud, as when all new companies start, of course, in the cloud. But a lot of the bigger, more complex companies, they still haven't moved over to the cloud. And I think we will see a lot of movement over at least the next couple of years before we could say it's over in a way.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
we're in the finish line.
Absolutely. That's good to hear. Waiting for the next wave of what's behind, because we're of course never stopping. And what if we think about these 1,500 accounting offices you were saying? There's a lot of accountants also in these organizations for sure. If we think about that group, why do we need each other? How is this relationship going?
We've been a really vocal supporter of partnering with the accounting offices all the way. A lot of systems may develop now for the end users. They can do everything themselves. We believe some can, but it's not that easy. Accounting is a really profession. It's a lot of difficult steps you can fall into and mistakes you can do. And in order to kind of professionalize this and get the help you really need, you need collaboration. And we deliver the system. We are not accountants in Tripletex. We have people that are accountants that work with us and help us deliver the system. But it's a profession, and you need to collaborate with those that really know the profession and can maneuver all the pitfalls you can step into to ensure that the total package for the end user is perfect. With Tripletex and an accounting office, you get the best package for the end user.
Exactly. That sounds like a perfect marketing slogan as well that we could use sometime. And of course, in the day-to-day, it's very important how the partner managers and the accounting office, quite often decision makers, operate. So what does the day-to-day, for example, look like with you and the accounting offices you work with?
When you are a Tripletex partner, you get the pleasure, I would say, to be a part of a partner program. That's kind of what it is. And you get a dedicated partner manager, as you talked about, that is responsible for following you up, answering every questions you have, from administrative questions to commercial questions to strategy questions, and all things. But the main thing I would say is that part, actually, the human aspect of being a day-to-day partner with us, because it's a lot of things about AI now. It's of course important, and digitalization, everything is self-service. But we believe that partnership is about human relations, and we know that you have to kind of get the connection between humans, between us and our partners, and that's a lot of what is working. Just not only but the partner account manager, but our support department, our onboarding consultants, helping to move customers and getting them started, and working every day with our partners. And it's kind of humans working with humans together by us both supported digital solutions in Tripletex is kind of what we really work with every day.
Exactly. And I think sometimes, of course, if we think about telecommunications, in the history, we used to buy like phone time and SMS messages. And sometimes I have joked like, as a partner manager, maybe we could also sell the time of the person, because that's the true value of the partnership itself. And very often, if you look at the partner levels or tiers or packages that we often have with our accounting offices, the things that move a lot are also the people, like how much attention you're getting from a company like Tripletex as a part of that partnership.
Definitely. And the relation we have towards our partners is key, because that's when we get to know them. What are their pains, and how do they kind of help them to solve them? Because it could be really different from a large accounting office to a smaller accounting office to a accounting office that want to grow, or to a smaller one that is happy with all we have. The world is so different, and to maneuver that and kind of meet their demands, you have to know them and kind of figure out what they need and how we can solve it with them.
Do you have a fundamental secret for people who might be thinking that, hey, we need a partner program. Hey, we need to build trust and relationships. What is the Daniel recipe for starting to build fantastic partnerships?
I think it's to know your partners, what their needs are, what are they working with, what do they kind of need in order to deliver their best service to their end clients again. And if you understand that, you can develop the partner program around that. We actually believe that it's a lot about human interaction and about the relationship, but not only that, also the kind of helping them with things they're maybe not that equipped to do. One example is we have a lot of marketing collaborations with our partners. That way, where we have a really, really skillful marketing department in Tripletex that are extremely good at kind of putting the Tripletex brand out there, and we help our accounting offices to do campaigns together. So we put a Tripletex brand next to the partner brand, and we kind of do small or large campaigns and help them to attract more customers. And that's something they don't have the resources to do. They don't have marketing people at all. And they can get help from us. That's another really cool thing about the partnership.
And I think often people say that accountants don't like to sell.
Yeah.
So I think a company like Tripletex and you, of course, as a head of sales, maybe you have that more in the DNA as well. So
definitely
providing that for them as well as kind of like extended service.
Yeah. Of course, larger partners, they maybe have some kind of sales and marketing team. Smaller accounting offices don't have that, and that's not what they want to do. They can use us. We can help them get into meetings, sell in the Tripletex product and the solution with the partner, and kind of figure out the way for the end clients and make sure that they get chosen ahead of other ones. Yeah. So that's really a huge part of it. Yeah.
Exactly. What about, of course, where there are people, there are pros and cons and challenges and opportunities. So how is if you think about, okay, if something is challenging or something might go wrong, are there some patterns you might see or have experienced when working with accounting office? Like what kind of common challenges might there be?
Common challenges is, I think, embracing new technology, kind of figuring out how to use new technology emerging. The process from on-prem to cloud is just one example. A lot of our accounting offices in Norway, they used the on-prem and they have migrated to cloud. That's been a tough journey for a lot of them because they have to kind of do processes in a different way, moving maybe from more kind of working hour by hour to more counseling. That's been difficult for a lot of people. This is thing we can help them with and kind of figure it out together with them. And also kind of eliminating the fear of the unknown, for example, with the clouds or with AI now coming. It's a lot of what is this going to mean for us? And that we can see that puts people a bit uncertain, and we can help them to remove that uncertainty. And that's been a challenge, and I really respect that and understand that that's not really easy, and we don't know everything. Yeah. But what we know is that it's coming. It's going to be more efficient, and we have to kind of be along with that journey.
Yeah, and I think sometimes we have said this, that if you think about status quo, which is like a balancing between changing and remaining the same as we have for a long time, especially when it comes to accounting software, or from on-prem, like the classical systems, to cloud systems like Tripletex, it's a pretty big choice also for a decision maker in accounting office to go like, now we will do it. We say yes, and we will accept it. Because also, it's not only that the technology is changing. They have a lot of people who need to learn it, who need to get comfortable with the technology, a lot of customers that they need to convince that we need to do this. It's better for you as well. So there are many questions around that.
Yeah, definitely. I think what you're into something really important there, because they have to embrace a new technology that's both for their employees and their clients, and everything is going to change. And maybe they have to move them from one system to another in a short period of time, and just to change and move data and everything, the onboarding, getting to know, and that's why we have a lot of focus on actually onboarding and certifications and the competence of developing the Tripletex competence. Because if you don't get to know how to use the program, you would never get satisfied. So we are a lot of focus with our partner program to kind of ensure that users and other employees within our partners, they are up to speed with the new technology, how to use it the best way to get more efficient, and then of course they would hopefully see the benefits after a while. But some people, I understand, takes more time than others.
Absolutely. And you guys have this practice of having a beautiful event once a year. It's called Tripletexes, and what kind of things that you try to do every year as a part of the partnership? Like maybe we can start off with Tripletex as what it is, and then we can go into what kind of other components do we try to have in that partner program itself.
We have Tripletexes, as you mentioned, are really the main event every year. We actually had it every fall, and it's a major event where we kind of gather all our partners and talk about what's happening with the product. There are a lot of focus on the product. What's the kind of features that are coming? How is it looking forward? And we're also kind of moving into some external experts to talk about different fields, all from AI to people. And it's also a really, really nice place to just meet people, gather everyone, get to know each other, network, and share experience, and also our partners to get to meet each other so that they can share experiences with each other. So that's a really, really cool event, and we love it. It's our biggest day of the year, so it's a really cool event that we have done now for I think it's 10 years soon, actually. Yeah. So it's and it's getting bigger every year. So that's really cool.
Soon we need the stadium somewhere.
Yeah, we're kind of figuring out where to have it next year now. So we'll see. But yeah, and in addition to that, we have a lot of smaller kind of events as well. We have what we call the Accountants Day, which is kind of what we do. I think it's once a quarter. We have a day where we invite accountants to come and have workshops with our product department so that they can actually come in and impact the product development. And we sit in workshop with them and they get their ideas in and they will take it back and we actually deliver it out in the product. And in addition to this, we are going on roadshows. We are visiting cities around Norway to showcase the product, to inform and kind of have new customers and employees to get to know it. And of course, we have people that are traveling a lot and one-to-one kind of interactions all over.
How about that in this theme? Because of course, we've been going through this huge remote working transition, and especially COVID was like, now let's go online and do everything like that. Yeah. How do you balance the value between live visits to their office or them coming to your office, or is it all remote? How do you try to do this thing?
COVID everything was of course remote then. And for a long time after COVID, we've been kind of pushing to get more out there. Because I believe, and I think a lot of my colleagues agree, that the magic happens when you meet face to face. That's when the really tough talks should be. That's when the really creative talks should be. But of course, we have a combination. So we kind of figure out what is the topic of the meeting or the topic of the agenda, and is it something we can do hybrid or digitally? We do it because it's time spent and it's efficient, and we also listen to our partners, what they want to do, of course. Yeah. But personally, and what we as the partner account manager, they want to get out there as much as possible to meet. But Norway is a long country, so we do a combination, definitely.
You know, we have some colleagues in Belgium and Netherlands, and I'm like, If only it would be, you could drive to any partner, sit down, knock on their door, have a good time in Norway or Finland or where now.
I think we could drive to Italy or northern Norway. It's the same. It takes the same time. But it's really important. But I think we in general seeing that people, also our partners, want to meet more. So that we see when we have these big events, they are like smiling and they're always so nice to meet people again. And so I think it's really nice that we have a more flexible and digital every day, and it makes communication across better. But we have to take time to meet.
Absolutely. What do you think about the whole topic, which kind of a classic that frustrates me sometimes is this struggle. And of course, I think all of us have a responsibility in that, software companies, but accounting office as well, that we some partners might see us only as a tech company and only can talk about Tripletex as a technology, for example. Even though we could do so much together. There's so many things we could talk about or do or plan. You said marketing as well. So I bet you also have many partners who maybe they're not using the whole potential of what the relationship could be. Is there something that could be done about like maybe being a bit more clear about what's in it for them? And
I think so, definitely. I think that we are and that also depends a lot because in Norway we have 1,500 that are partnering with us. It's a lot more actually, but the needs of every accounting office is really different. So it's kind of, again, when I'm talking about meeting them, what they need and kind of, but also trying to challenge them a bit. Is this really the best way to do it? Could you maybe try this way? And also kind of learning of each other because we are dependent on getting input from them when we develop everything further. And then we can kind of exchange ideas because we meet 1,500 accounting offices every week. I have to say, not that often, but we meet them a lot, and we get input that we can exchange to others. So just that being a partner with us, you know that we have a competency center that you can actually extract a lot of information from us that you can use as a partner to share ideas commercially, strategically, and also they have own product developments or own ideas that I want to kind of exchange ideas about.
Absolutely.
So I think it's kind of, it's an unlocked potential, I think. I think we have a lot more we can do that. So it's going to be interesting in the future.
And if you think about it, I don't know what the average number of partners per partner manager, for example. It varies a lot per country and per company. But these partner manager profiles, they see a lot of stuff. You might have 60, 70, 80, whatever the number is. And you talk about similar things. You might talk about pricing, technology, operations, customer relations. So just ask me a question and maybe I have already seen the answer. Definitely. So I can just then, also as a partner manager, help you.
Definitely, and recruitment, is kind of that's one of the main topics. We have a lot. They're struggling with recruiting and kind of figuring out who to recruit and how to recruit them. And these are things we can help with. And we kind of use some of our topics when we have gatherings that we kind of talk about not only the product or technology, but also topics around. So for Tripletexes last year, we actually talked a lot about people and kind of how to ensure that the people are put a place ahead of technology and put people first. So that's something, and it's not necessarily something that would be logical to do, but people is in the forefront from everything we do.
Yeah. Talking about technology, finances, and it's easy to sometimes forget the people part.
And a really cool thing, we got a lot of good feedback on that. That's one of the best feedback we've got. It was so good to talk about people and how people is affected by all the changes around.
Exactly. Do you think the partnership is kind of like a benefit that is clear for accounting offices in the industry? Is it easy to see the value of the partnership, the value of the software things you also do from your websites or your presentations, or do we? Could we do that better?
We could probably, of course, everything we could do better all the time. But I think it's of course it's visible how good it is to be a partner of us. And we also have the really large intake of customers that are trying it themselves and kind of getting out there and trying to do their accounting themselves. And they figure out, okay, I need help. And then we have actually one of the main benefits is we have a lot of customers that are looking for an accountant. And if you're partnering with us, we have a partner map where you're visible and you can actually get a lot of clients and sales from our webpage. That's a really cool thing.
And I know many people in Visma love related to this a feature. I think it's Renskapsmatch.
Yeah, that's true.
I try to pronounce that. Can you a couple of words maybe about this, because I don't think that anyone has a similar solution, at least currently in these Visma companies.
It's true. It's kind of, I think it's an AI-driven solution. It's, how can we say, it's a love match for accountants and end customers, where you can actually put in what you need help for, and then we match you with an accounting office in Norway that can fit your needs. So we kind of find your spouse in a way when it comes to it. It's really cool. So it's it's a really successful, and we have a lot of traffic on both those channels. And that's really important, because when you're choosing an accounting office, you have to choose one that fits you and works with how you are working. And we are really important on dedicated on working with our accounting offices in making sure that they take on clients that fit their strategy and how they want to work. Because if you take on customers that you are not equipped to kind of handle or don't want to, the experiences will be bad for the end customer, for the accounting office, and it will also reflect bad on us.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of figuring out and strategy on what kind of type of customers do you want.
And many companies choose software and partners based on that they don't really want to do accounting themselves. Maybe they have a core where they're better and their time would be better invested as well. Yeah. But what about this like software service partnership and going into the future? What do you kind of see ahead of us when it comes to this dynamic between, for example, Tripletex and accounting offices?
We are definitely going to see that I think the trend of collaboration is going to stay strong. The accounting offices has always been and will remain a really important part of our journey. And it's in our vision and our statement and strategy for the going next years, accounting offices are extremely important. Because it's a lot of things happening. Regulations are changing. AI is coming and changing things. We don't know exactly what's going to happen in the next 6 months or 12 months, or at least not the 24 months. To get the help from professional accountants to maneuver this field together with a top modern system like Tripletex is going to be just more important, I think. And especially, as I said, with the amount of larger customers still moving from on-prem to cloud, it's a lot of complexity with these customers. They have built on different systems. They need a total package from both software and accounting office. So I think it's going to be even more collaboration. I hope so. More collaboration than before. And maybe even more, like we talked about earlier, collaboration not only on product and the law features, but also pricing, recruitment, and every topic that you have. We can kind of exchange ideas and make each other better.
Absolutely. And you also talk about product development, taking part in that, saying what you would want. So kind of balancing between software, having this proactive development of the solution itself, and then this reactive part of the industry asking things from us, and then us building things around that.
Definitely. We see that we have to be in the forefront, and some things we have to develop, and they don't need it, they say, but we know that they're going to need it, and we have to kind of challenge the technology and kind of put out what we believe will be the next thing. But we also have to listen to what they need of basic features or other features that we just have to. It's the balance, definitely. And that's one of the really difficult things about developing a software system. But one of the things Tripletex has excelled in, we are extremely broad in our offering. We offer a system that's really kind of for both small customers and larger customers. And we kind of fit the whole segment. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. If you think about the 1,500 accounting offices, is there something you really want to see also from them coming towards you and Tripletex and everyone working with you too?
I hope to see that they continue to challenge us and continue to kind of question us as to why we do and deliver and the product and how we deliver the product. And I also want to see them kind of challenge themselves, putting themselves a bit out of the comfort box, trying new things with us. We're challenging them to do marketing campaigns and to do kind of have growth ambitions and kind of figuring out how to get them with us. And that's what I would like to see even more of, kind of, and a lot of accounting offices are extremely good at this, and it's really and more kind of thinking in this way, thinking ahead of the curve, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can't wait to continue riding this journey together, helping you guys build success, but then also learning a lot from the great successes that you do and sharing that to other Visma companies. And Daniel, I think that's a wrap for us, talking about accounting offices and the service software relationship that we have built with them. And I think for everyone listening, if you have any questions about Tripletex or accounting offices or this whole dynamic between the relationship that we have between service and software, I think send me a message, send Daniel a message, and hopefully we can help you with that. And hopefully this Voice of Visma episode gave you some ideas, maybe some inspiration, some motivation also, be you an accountant or a software developer or whatnot. And see you in the future episodes of Voice of Visma. Thank you for today.